Hey everybody, welcome back to EDN 301, Instructional Design and Evaluation. I wanted to walk you through Module 3 so that we are ready to go. We're going to release Module 3 very soon. So let me put me down here in the corner so that way you can see. And since Module 3 hasn't been released yet, and I'm recording the video, I would put us into student view, but we can't do that because I don't think it's viewable for the student. For instance, if I click on it right now and we go directly to your modules, all you're going to see is Module 2. So once the video is done and uploaded, I'll release Module 3, and that way you all can see it. But as you can see, when I release Module 3, all of the as I change out of student view to instructor view, you can see that everything is here now under Module 3. So let's take a quick look at what we have. I'm going to go quickly through the overview. I'm trying to keep these a little bit more brief than I did for Module 1 in your introduction, simply because there's less to talk about because you're more familiar with Canvas. As well as I want you to get into the actual meat of the actual assignment. So here is your Module 3 overview. And before I do that, just quickly head on back over here to the syllabus. I'm going to come right back to Module 3 in a second. But as I scroll down here, please don't forget that I do have our table, our schedule of due dates. All of these seem appropriate for where we are right now. You can see that over the course of the next 3 weeks, we will be working through Module 3, Taxonomies, Standards, and Objectives. So I scroll on back to Module 3. So we'll be covering the components of a lesson plan during this module. The objective of this module is to utilize content standards, learning objectives, and taxonomies for instruction and for the instructional planning process. While completing the readings, tasks, and assignments for this module, visualize yourself in the role of a teacher and think of this course as a virtual simulation. All right, so we've got some responsibilities. Yes, there are going to be 3 chapters, Chapter 5, Chapter 6, and Chapter 10. These are going to come out of your textbook, which you all should hopefully have at this point. You all should have a copy of your textbook. And you're going to make sure that you complete those readings because they will be pertinent and important to what we're trying to accomplish in the course. Here's an article on presenting with PowerPoint. It's just, a simple little tool to help you as you think about designing PowerPoint, and it can simply also be applied to your actual assignment, which is your Google Slides assignment. Google Slides and PowerPoint are basically interchangeable. You'll hear people talk about those. PowerPoint is Microsoft's version of a presentation, and Google Slides are obviously Google's interpretation of a presentation. But each of those will work as it relates to presenting information. But your task is to share and receive feedback on your Google Slides and lesson plan assignments. Please do that with your PLC. When reviewing each other's work, please look to see if there's enough information in the lesson plan for you to teach the lesson and use the Google Slide without questioning anything. And please offer feedback to one another. I've included an instructional video here. This video is one of Selena's videos. Selena is an EDN 301 instructor as well here on campus. So we share videos, as I've talked about before. We're going to utilize this video from her as it relates to lesson planning. View the lesson plan examples found within a folder in our module. You'll see all your lesson plan examples sporadically throughout, and I'll specifically focus you those in a second. You're going to try to complete this information for this task, this PLC task, by November 12th, and that gives you a good 2 weeks to do that, okay? So you want to make sure that you're preparing your Google Slide and your lesson plan, sharing it with your peers, getting them to look over it, getting their feedback, and we're trying to integrate some peer review into this as well. All right. November 5th is when your initial post is going to be for discussion board 3, and then your response to your classmates' posts will be due November 9th. Your Google Slide will be due on the 14th, and your lesson plan for this module will be due on the 21st. So let's go back and take a look. Just do the back menu here, and you can see that here's where your instructor video is going to be. I've included some additional readings here. I'll actually populate this as we move throughout the course of the semester. Every semester I add more stuff, I take some things out, but right now I want to keep it consumable because I really want you all to go through these. This is that article that I had referenced before. This is from the Tech Advocate, how to use Google Slides in the classroom, and this is from the EdTech team. This is just the do's and don'ts of Google Slide. All kind of similar information presented differently. For assignment 3 for your lesson plan template, I've provided the template for you. When you open that up for your assignment, you'll see it'll download down here and you can open it. And this is what the template kind of looks like with directions, okay? When you see this with directions, this way you have an opportunity to just utilize the template to complete everything that you're being asked to do. It's all explained in your assignment, but there's your template. I've given you a couple places where you can go and find lesson plans as well as lesson plan information. What is a graphical organizer? Are there examples? And then, because I reference graphical organizers as well, these are really important and neat little tools that I think all of you could be using. Let me go down here and go to the next. Let's see if it takes me. Good. Here's your task 3 for your PLC groups. I will email all of you with a reminder on this, but basically what I talked about earlier, but it really starts explaining some of the things that I really want you to do in your PLC for this specific module. An email to me by November 12th is what I expect from someone in your PLC, and November 9th is when that information that you need should go back. So I'll try to remind everybody via email to kind of remind you that the 2 most challenging and top 2 most enlightening items, resources, experiences, content, etc. within this module, you're to have that to one of your PLC members who's your organizer there. And that information is going to get sent out to me. So just read this through here. It's not real hard. Don't forget, I always got some information down here about how to participate in your PLCs as well as in your people settings. Okay, let's move me up a little bit so I can get to the next button. All right, your discussion board 3, I'm not going to walk you through this, but you've been down this road before. This is a video discussion again. I love video discussions. I like seeing you. I like watching you present. I like watching you talk about your stuff. So hopefully you're able to prepare a video discussion for me, kind of just the way that you did in Module 2. You see there's always a required question. There's also some choice questions, but don't forget about some of the requirements. And you have to respond to at least 3 of your classmates' initial posts, okay? So keep that in mind. Let's go ahead to our next one. Kind of walk you through the module here. Here's your Google Slides activity assignment, right? So for this assignment, you're going to create a presentation using a Google tool, specifically Google Slides. Google Slides is an online presentation application that allows for the creation, editing, and sharing of presentations. It's pretty much like, as I explained, like a PowerPoint for your PC or Keynote for Mac. Please follow the tutorial on how to create and share your Google Slide. Here is a video tutorial on how to create one. I've included that. I've also included a textual tutorials, which is a little bit different, but this also explains how to create a Google Slide. You're going to read through this here. I've got some pretty cool examples of how we use Fakebook, quote unquote. It's kind of a Facebook replica on how to create some really cool information, some learning. So there's a template there that you can use. As you can even use that for your class. Students have done that before, but that just gives you an example. Some more information on your Google Slides. Life After Death by PowerPoint, and kind of a funny little presentation by Don McMillan, so you can follow that link. Also, here is your rubric down here on how I will grade that. So just make sure that you are reading through all of your information. It is critically important that you are doing that. All right, so I go to the next one here, and this should take you to your assignment 3. I'm going to make a separate video for this to make sure that you have that information. Everything that you need to do is explained here. You'll see that there's an attached template that I included. I showed you that. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to try to do is probably highlight something in here to make sure that you've got that template link here as well. So there's that information. And as you scroll through, I always like to give you student examples of lesson plans as well as the attachments that come with them. So these are some examples with some attachments as they relate. Both of these assignments are pretty good assignments from previous students. And here's will be, I'll post your instructor video. All right, so let's go ahead back to modules. I'm going to close this off here. I hope this provides you at least with an overview, just about 10 minutes or so of module 3. I'll be making this available ASAP. And good luck with module 3. Don't hesitate to email or call me if you all need anything. I am here to help. Thanks.